All right, here's some questions for your homework on factoring. The first says to factor. They don't tell you how, and that's part of the whole game is recognizing from what they give you and how to factor it. When I take a look at it, it looks like I can take out a common factor. And I want to take out as much as I can, so I think I can divide each of those by a 4. And how many x's? Looks like 5. So then 4x to the 7 divided 4x to the 5 will be x squared, minus 8 divided 4 is 2. X fifth divided x fifth, the x's would cancel. There I am, done. That's what I put for my answer. Next question, factor by grouping. Let me rewrite it. So r cubed minus 5r squared plus 6r minus 30. So I'm going to group these two. I think I can take out a common factor of r squared, leaving me with r minus 5. Here I think I can take out a plus 6, and that'll leave me with r minus 5. Since r minus 5 is common to each one of those terms, I can factor it out. And so my answer would be, I'll put it over here, r take away 5, get rid of those two, and then I'd be left with r squared plus 6. This is still a quadratic, so if I could factor it, I'd try to, but I don't think you can factor that. Next one, this is a trinomial, 3 terms, and it's of the form s squared s in a number. So I can use that idea of multiply to get the last number and add to get the first number. So I'm going to put an s here and an s here. Things that multiply to 24. 4 and 6, 8 and 3. I need to get an 11 out of the deal. Those are my numbers. Plus 8, plus 3, done. They did say up top to check by factoring. That's not a bad idea to do as you go through each one of them. Maybe I'll just check this one. S times ss squared, got it. S times 3 would be a positive 3s. 8 times s is a positive 8s. 8 and 3 make 11, good. 8 times 3 is 24, yeah, I'm right. Okay, next question says factor the trinomial. It doesn't have a y squared in front or an x squared, it has a y to the 4th. Let me just look to see if there's a common factor. Sure enough, it looks like I can factor y squared out of everything, leaving me with y squared plus 3y plus 2. So I've taken a common factor out. Then I want to see this quadratic that's left and see if I can factor it. So I'm wanting to do 2 brackets with it. I want to put a y there and a y there. Look for 2 numbers that multiply to 2, like 2 times 1. Whoops. 2 times 1. And add to 3. Yeah, 2 plus 1 is 3. Those are my numbers. So plus 2 and plus 1. Next question, factor, look for a common. I can't take a v out. Ooh, I think I can take a 4 out. So if I take a 4 out, be left with 20v squared plus 11v minus 3. Okay, so now this is where you do guess and check. Or you can do the AC method. 60, 12, and 5. I'm just thinking of that. So I get negative 60, so I could get 12 and 5, but that doesn't give me 11. I could get 15 and 4. Oh, that gives me 11 right there. There we go. So let's separate this out. So 20, I'm thinking a 5v and a 4v. And then maybe a 3 here, a plus 3, and a minus 1. Let's see, 20v squared plus 15 minus 4 is 11, minus 3. Yeah, that's correct right there. So it'd be that one, and that's my factorization. Next one, 2 terms, there's no common factor, but there's a minus, and these numbers are ringing a bell. Those are perfect squares. So I'm going to just take and split the 49r squared to a 7r here and a 7r there. Split the 16 to a 4 here and a 4 there. One's minus, one's plus. Notice that these numbers have to be the same. I can't change that to an 8 and a 2 where 16 and 1 have to be the same numbers. So that would be my factorization for that one. Be that. Okay, here's another one, a W. So, W, things that multiply to 36 and they have to add to 12. So 6 and 6, oh, there it is right there. Plus 6, done. Oh, and they're both the same. So I can write that as W plus 6 squared. That's a W. Factor the next one. Looks like I can factor a W out first. So W squared plus 10W plus 25. And then that looks to be a perfect square. So it'll be W and W plus 5 times W plus 5. I'll just write it the short form there. Because 5 times 5 is 25, 5 plus 5 is 10. All right, the last questions. 2. Oh, these ones look to be sum and difference of cubes. Let me write my rules down for those. So if I have a difference of cubes like this, then my answer is a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So in this case here, I've got s cubed minus 27 is 3 cubed. So my s is, I can think of that as being a, and the 3 I can think of it as being b. And then I just follow this pattern right there. So I've got to make 2 brackets, the second one bigger. The first one will be s, take away 3, and then it'll be s squared plus 3 times s, or just 3s, and then plus b. B's 3. 3 squared is 9. Done. Next one, a to the 6 plus 64. That looks like a sum of cubes as well. But this one is a sum, not a difference. This one is a difference. So here's the formula for that. A cubed plus b cubed. And these formulas I give you on the test all the time. So it's a plus b, a squared minus ab plus b squared. It took me about 20 years before I memorized those formulas. But you have them on your sheet. Okay, now I just have to figure out what's a and b. So here I have a something. I have to make this cubed here. So the thing inside there must be a squared, because 2 times 3 gives me that 6. Plus 4 cubed is 64. So my a, that first term there, oh no, this first term here, is actually a squared. And the b is a 4. Okay, let's follow the pattern then. I'll do it right over here. So I have a squared cubed plus 4 cubed. That's my a, that's my b. Okay, a is a squared plus b is a 4. And then a squared squared. Oh, that'll be a to the 4th, because it's a squared squared. Minus a is a squared times b is a 4. Well, I should have put the 4 in front. Plus 4 squared, which is 16. Let me just rewrite that. I'll rewrite it over here. So a squared plus 4, and then a to the 4th minus 4a squared plus 16. Okay, so there's some examples of how you can factor things that is on your homework.